Good morning. I just had quite a moment. It's street sweeping day in front of the house, and if you live in the city, you know all about street sweeping day. And I forgot to move our car until I heard the street sweeper outside just a minute ago, and I looked outside and my car was the only one on the street, but I didn't have a ticket yet, so I like ran outside and moved the car real quick. And I think I just heard the street sweeper come back down, so I think I moved it before the street sweeper came down the street, like on that side. But it was a moment. But anyway, good morning. It is 10:30-ish in the morning on Monday, October 17th. I can't believe we're over halfway through October already. Where does the time even go? I have coffee in my Allison Fretheim mug, my favorite Allison Fretheim mug. I have a couple of hers, and I am wearing my trumpet pullover, which is due for a wash. It is nice and worn in right now. I love this sweater so much. It is the most comfy, cozy, gorgeous thing. And if you're new here and haven't seen this one, or didn't see the saga of this one, which was just me knitting it, this is knit out of Fiber for the People's hemp merino sport base in the color Lantana. So good. Well, we have an episode today. It's mostly MKAL update because that's where most of my knitting has been going. I've been knitting like little bits and pieces here and there, but most of it has been MKAL knitting. And I have quite an update on Clue 2 for you today. So just know that that's the juiciest bit of my knitting. But I do have a couple of other things that I can show you like little bitty updates on. Like I don't have a lot done on them, but I did do something on them. Including one project that is out of hibernation. It was kind of in hibernation. I hadn't touched it in a while, but wasn't formally in hibernation. Oh, I didn't tell you anything about me. My name is Leigh. I live in Pittsburgh, PA. I'm an illustrator and crafter, and I mostly knit, but I also crochet, I cross stitch, and I sew a little bit. I want to put in the video somewhere, an update on my plant situation, because I also, just the past couple of years, basically since moving to Pittsburgh, I have been into plants. I've had to bring all of my my plants inside to overwinter, at least the ones that I'm going to. But I don't have a lot of rooms in my house that have light, and I have plans to set up a grow situation in the basement, but I haven't done it yet. So right now all of my plants are like stuck in my storage room back here because it gets the best light in the entire house. And I took a little clip of a video to show you. I'll put it in here, I guess. But yeah, it's a mess in there. Lots of plants. I even adopted a couple from my neighbors, and they're just so big. But yeah, that's me. Welcome to the corner. And I'm just gonna chat about what I've been up to, what I've been making. First things first, I will go through all of the other things, all of the other little bitty things before the MKAL spoiler, because it just seems sensible to get the little things out of the way first. First thing I knit on a little bit is, oh, this isn't even worth showing you. My October striped socks. I may have done 2 more stripes, like two and a half stripes on this since you saw it last. I think I might have been in this orange stripe. That is as far as I've gotten. This is a self-striping yarn from Area 51 Fibers. It is called Speckle or Spook. Oh man, my tag basket here is precarious. They're all like spring-loaded in there, so I don't think I'm gonna be showing you tags today. I really need to finish some projects so I can throw some tags away. I would love to finish some projects, but I keep getting distracted. More on that in a minute. I will have, or in a bit, after I show you all of my whips, I will talk to you about some secret things I have going on. So yeah, it's called Speckle or Spook, and it is amazing. I love this color. I finished one entire sock already. But I'm doing a challenge, a self-imposed challenge. It's not a knit along or anything, where I knit a pair of striped socks every month for the entire year of 2022. And this is my October pair. So I have half a month to finish the sock, and that's fine. That's fine. They're going slower than they have been, socks in general. But I did a count the other day and I have finished 38 pairs of socks already this year. I didn't start all of those this year because a few of them I started in December and finished in January, but still, that's a lot of socks. So really, I'm not that worried if I'm not cranking out socks. Like, I don't need to crank out socks. It's okay. It's okay, Lee. It's fine. Speaking of socks, here is another sock that I have negligible amount of work done on it. But these are my Salem socks. These are just vanilla socks. My vanilla sock recipe is in the description box below always. And I have knit about an inch since you saw it last. So you can see the color of the yarn, the main color yarn here. And now that I have some of the main color knit up, you can see these two stripes much better, that they're actually stripes. And that's that. This is a Sorella sock set. It was a main color and then two 10-gram minis in the colorway Salem. And this is her OG Salem collection. So it is her old sock base, which was 100% superwash merino. So these will be for me for sure. If I ever have yarn that's 100% merino, they're always for me because Brad is too hard wearing on his socks to get 100% merino. But I wear my socks like house socks. I don't wear them in shoes, except I wear them in Crocs and sandals, but I don't wear them in like boots or anything. So my socks are pretty gently worn. I have trauma feet, so I have the footsteps of a little ghost when I walk around the house. I'm silent and quiet. Anyways, that's that. Those are sharing a bag with another knit that I have right now that is a secret test knit, so I cannot show you. But one day I will be able to show you. I think it's at the end of this month, or the deadline's at the end of this month, and I can show you at the beginning of next month, maybe. Something like that. Another little bit that I did over the past week is a crochet project. Ooh. Oh no, I didn't cut it. Oh man, I didn't even cut this off with a ball of yarn, so it's still attached. But I did finish, except for the border, a pot holder. Pot holder. It's still attached to the yarn here, which is, I can't believe I did that. Must not have had scissors handy. But these pot holders are my favorite pot holder. I have knit or crocheted, I think my mom has 8, my dad has 3, my brother has 2, and I have had like 5 or 6 at some point or another. So I've crocheted a lot of these. They're really great gifts, and I had requests for making some for Christmas this year. So I have finished one. I will put a white border around all of them, but I'm going to crochet all of the guts first and then do just a border session. But I finished one for my sister, which is pink. These are all Lily sugar and cream cotton. And this is the color strawberry, I think. Yep, strawberry. And I have started my other sister's first one. And this one is purple. She likes purple. I was going to make 2 for each sister and then 2 for my mom and then a couple for myself because I wanted a couple more. I have 2 currently, plus a Christmas one somewhere. I need to find it. But I have currently 2 in my kitchen, and I am constantly feeling frantic because I don't have enough, because they work well as pot holders and as trivets, and I'll like need a trivet, but I'm using 2 to hold something. So I want to knit or crochet a couple for myself as well. But I recently got a request from my brother who I've already made 2 for him. He wants more because he finds himself in the same situation as me with the paw holder trivet situation. So he would also like more. So I have to pick out colors for him. I have a basket down here, that is just full of utility cotton. So hopefully I can dig through there and find some colors that will work for him. This color is called Purple Haze Ombre. And then the color I got for myself is called Sunrise Ombre. And the color I got for my mother, because I wanted to knit, make her a couple more, except now she may be pushed to the bottom of the priority list because she already has 8 and my siblings want some. But the color I'd picked for her, which will be pot holders eventually, if not for this Christmas, Summer Prince, which is mostly white but has these little flecks of color, and I think it's super cute. Yep, and they'll all have white borders. So that is the little bit I got done on that project. Christmas making. You know how it goes. And this is in, I didn't talk about my other 2 project bags, but you've seen them every single episode. I'll give them a shout out in a second. But my pot holders are in my amazing, wonderful Barbie bag from Junk Yarn. I adore this bag so much. So glad I got that. My Halloween striped socks, or my October striped socks, were in my S'mores Mountain State Stitches bag from Summer Sock Camp this year. And then my mystery test knit as well as my Salem socks are in my pink Black Pearl Magic bag from Maryland Sheep and Wool time, from the Knot House around Maryland Sheep and Wool weekend. I've been really enjoying watching Vlogtobers and Vlogobeans this month. I'm so grateful to all of the creators who have been participating in those. They've been a lot of fun for me. All right, I have one more project, only one, that is not the MKAL. And this one is in my egg bag. You may not have seen this one for a while. I call this my egg bag. It is just a yellow woven fabric, but it has my egg pin from, I think this is a Shelly can pin. And in here is my Irish Rover pullover. Wow, it has been a while since we have seen this guy. Try not to break yarn pulling it out of the bag here. The bag is a hair small for the yarn I'm using, which is, by the way, Newton. It is this beautiful color. It's called Glimped, and it looks, it's picking up a little bit on camera there. It's a beautiful neutral, but it has flecks of gold and gray and even a little bit of pink in it. It is just so, if you've ever worked with Newton, you know how many colors are in one color. They're very, I wanted to say mottled, but there's a lot of color in one of these. But this is, like I said, it's the color Glimped, and I'm making the Irish Rover pullover. I have, oh, I should tell you, it is a pattern by Tetty of Tetty's Knit Garden. I love her patterns. This is the second of her patterns I have on the needles right now. And since I haven't shown it in a while, I will show you what I have done so far, rather than just my progress. I have, ooh, I'm almost knocking, like losing them off needles here. They're kind of cramped on this needle here, but I have the body finished. It is a cropped sweater. And one sleeve. It looks so small and weird on the needles right now, so I really hope it fits. This is a wear with cropped pants or over dresses or something kind of sweater. So it is this beautiful cabled texture on the front and the back, and has a cabled ribbing around the bottom and the cuffs of the sleeves. And I am on the second sleeve. I went ahead and put them on the working needle and got to where the next sleeve joins so that I can just go ahead and join it in and then keep working up the yoke whenever the time comes. But I have progress on the second sleeve here. Look at that. I am about, I can hold it up to the other sleeve. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm about halfway up the sleeve, if not just a little bit more. I have 2 more increases to do. Only 2 more increases. And then I have to knit about, nope, 3 more increases, and then I have to knit about 5 more inches. I could finish this today. These are on huge ass needles. They're size 8, 6mm needles, and I'm holding the knitted in double. Look, you can see the color of it knit up in here. So nice. Yeah. So this project knits up pretty quickly. I just keep putting it in hibernation so it doesn't get any work. So yeah, I got some actual progress. Last time you saw this at all, I wasn't even through this cuff yet. So I got, you know, half a sleeve done. And that is that. Now, next thing I'm going to show you is the MKAL, the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along Twist and Turns. I have an update on Clue 2. We are in Clue 2 right now. This Thursday, Clue 3 will be released. And I have whole spoilers because I am finished with Clue 2. But first I'm going to tell you about what I'm using, like my yarns and stuff. And so first of all, let me say I'm so proud of myself for keeping up this month, or this year, because I've only done one MKAL before, one Stephen West MKAL before, and I did not keep up with it. It was Slipstravaganza, and I definitely finished it in like February or March of the following year. So did not keep up that time. Let's try not to show the actual project yet. And I will show you the yarn. Oh no, one of my colors is missing. It's downstairs. Well, I'm sorry. If you just want to see the yarn, you will be missing one color. If you see the project, you'll see it in the project. But I can show you my 2 main colors. I am using Ex Libris Fibers. I have one of these fell out. Ex Libris Fibers. This is the collaboration yarn with Yarns by Design, my local yarn shop. We collaborated with her to make a Halloween collection, and so they're all like spooky book themed, and we are doing a Halloween make along as well. My shawl is my participation in our Halloween make along. Another motivation for me to finish by the end of the month. But this yarn is available through Yarns by Design on their website. So I'll link it below if you want some. But I have 3 colors. There are 5 total colors in the collection, and I have 3 of them for my MKAL. And the first one is Dark Dance, which is black, but it is slightly tonal in that it's got dirt and dog hair in it. No, in that it's got these lighter bits of almost dark blue. And then I have the Jade Unicorn, which is green overall, but it has gray and flecks of purple in it and just knits up so beautifully. And then the third color I have is Firestarter, which is a beautiful variegated orange red. And you will see that in the shawl if you don't mind spoilers. I don't mind spoilers. I love spoilers. And at this point, you know, Clue 2 is all over the internet. Like, I'm just not that worried about spoilers, but I know some of you might be. So I will put up here now the timestamp because I'm about to show the shawl. Like I said, I have finished Clue 2. So here we go. I'm holding it up. Oh my gosh. So you know how when you knit something, if you're like, you knit whatever you're doing into the project, I have very strong associations with with some of these things. Like these cabled sections are all the K-drama I'm watching. And these orange sections are Willy's Wonderland, that Nicolas Cage movie. One of these whole wing sections was Willy's Wonderland. And I think part of a second one also. These went so fast. This felt like it took an eternity. These wing sections took no time at all. And then the cabled sections, I did basically both of them yesterday. They just flew by, especially compared to this. Especially compared to that. So it is done, section 2, and I am so excited to see how this looks blocked. Because this is going to open up this way, especially. And the cables are going to look so tasty. That's how my cable section looks. This is the Jade Unicorn. The best part, I already wove in all my ends. I am completely done with all of this. Like this looks like, these look like ends, but they're, well, I mean, it is one end, the black one, but I can't weave it in yet because these are live stitches and so are these. So this is my like scrap yarn. But this is how my Clue 2 is. Please, if you're participating, let me know what you think about this because it is a roller coaster for me. I did this first section and I was so excited about it. I was like, it's beautiful. It was a pain in the ass to knit, but it looks so cool that it made up for it. And then I saw Clue 2 when he released Clue 2 and I was like, oh, that feels a bit hodgepodgey. I don't understand how these things relate to each other. And I still kind of feel that way. I think the thing about my personal color choices for this shawl is that I went in a kitschier direction to begin with. I wanted to make a Halloween, like traditional kitschy Halloween vibe for mine. So the fact that this looks like a spider web and these look like bat wings and it's all ridiculous Halloween colors all just kind of adds to the hodgepodginess. Like it feels eclectic and goofy kind of. I think that really helps me like mine. I wish I just had one. I wouldn't want to knit it, but if I just had one giant shawl of just this section, I think that would be incredible. I would hate knitting it though. That's the trade you have to make. But also I just love cables with the backside of them. I just really love how cables look. And this yarn, the yarn itself is so soft and nice. That really keeps me going. Just wanting to knit with this yarn. This is that third color that I didn't have the ball of up here, Fire Starter. I just love it. I love that color so much. And we will see how much of it I get in my shawl, if it's enough. But if I need more of the color in my life, I may have to get another skein of it for something else. But that is the update on my MKAL shawl. I have been watching Martin's Vlogtober, and Martin has picked colors that I feel like I would normally have gravitated towards. Lots of like rusty oranges and browns and a little bit of gray, really neutral. Like his kit probably would have been the kit that I would have picked if I wanted a more subtle option, if I didn't decide to go full Halloween. We're safe now, I'm not gonna show it anymore. And I love his too. Like I think a more refined, like chill palette looks really nice also. The hodgepodginess of the design doesn't look quite as hodgepodgy, if that makes sense. So I like how mine is going, but that's not to say that I don't like how other people's are going. I'm just personally pleased with my decision. That's all the knitting whips I have that I can show you. I do have some secret things going on. I have the secret test knit that I mentioned earlier. I have now 2 sock designs on the go. and an idea for a third. So I mentioned in the last episode that I was working on a colorwork sock design, which I am still working on, but I also have a second sock design now that I think is going to be a little more straightforward, so it might be ready first. But it is a textured sock, 2 colors, meant to be used with a sock set. Or if you have a full skein that you like, find a mini or a scrap to use with it. And I am knitting through the first one of that as well because I'm really excited about it. So that one may be ready first before the colorwork one, just because it's a more straightforward design and a more straightforward pattern to write up. So we will see. I also have an idea for a single color, just purely textured sock, but I haven't started anything. I haven't started that one yet. I've just like sketched out ideas. I did kick up yarn for it though. It's fine. It's fine. Hopefully by the end of this year, I will have a sock pattern or 2 out. I'm hoping. I need to sit down and kind of like figure out deadlines for myself, because giving myself deadlines is the best way to make sure I finish things. I am very much the kind of person who needs lists and deadlines, but I need to sit down and figure out when I want to get my sample knit for my sock designs, each of them, the pattern written up, the test call put out, the test knit deadline, and then the pattern release. I need to figure out at least those first couple of dates so that I can get them done. I would like to, I'm definitely going to finish the samples by the end of this month. I hope. I'm figuring out my design process because I drew the design idea first and then wrote it out, like vaguely outlines. But I'm having to, while knit the sample, I'm having to change things on the needles and then make notes on those. And I know some people design completely on the needles. They just start knitting and write down what they do as they go. But I don't know if that's the best way for me or what. So I'm figuring it out right now. I have an idea and then I knit it while making changes. And then I'll have to like write up the final version and then have testers hopefully tell me that they can understand it. So those are secret things I have going on. I have been feeling very strongly lately. What is new here? What is new? This is all, you've heard it all before. But I've been wanting to cast new things on, but I haven't been, except for my designs and stuff, but I don't feel guilty casting those on because those are work, right? But I've also been feeling like before I can cast things on, I need to finish some things. So, but I've been having trouble concentrating on just like 1 or 2 projects. So I've been bouncing around a lot, which is why I have a little bit done on a lot of things. I also have been working on a couple of things that I haven't worked on in a minute. Because sometimes instead of casting something on, pulling out something old that you haven't touched in a while is a good option. What did I do this weekend? Did we do anything? Maybe not. Oh, I cleaned late last week. I cleaned the entire upstairs, including my studio, and I vacuumed. Oh my gosh, I needed a vacuum. Definitely needed a vacuum. And the plant situation is out of control. I brought those 2 giant ferns in. My neighbors said that they didn't want to keep them alive over the winter, so they were just going to let them die and throw them out, and I couldn't have that. Ferns are my favorite plants. I absolutely adore ferns, and they're porch ferns, so they're huge. So I'm going to try to keep them alive, and if I can, I will have porch ferns next year. But I brought them in the house, and Brad was like, what is that? I was like, they're free, it's fine. We have our car inspection scheduled for this week. I'm not looking forward to that. Oh, I wanted to say that I had quite a few of you, I am very pleased, but I had quite a few of you express interest in Vlogmas this year. So I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna try to do Vlogmas. I will vlog every day. Ugh. I'm gonna figure it out. I don't know if I'm gonna vlog every day and upload every day. I would like to, because that's what I like for a Vlogmas. I like being able to watch a Vlogmas every single day, but that's the kind of content I like to consume. So I will try to film every day, but I probably won't, like every day is not gonna be super interesting, although I know that's not necessary. Like I love vlogmases even if they're boring and the same every day. They're very comforting to me. But I think I would like to accumulate some questions so that maybe I can answer a question on each day. In addition to like just the stuff that I'm doing, I can maybe answer a question too. Like a whole month-long Q&A session maybe. So if you have any questions for me, put them below, but I'll also be putting a call out on Instagram. But that'll be exciting. That'll be fun. It'll be hard. It'll be a lot of work, but hopefully it'll be fun. My favorite time of year. We're gonna get geared up for some spooky, magical Christmas time. Love it. Speaking of the holiday season though, I really need to get on Christmas knitting. I'm working on my pot holders, but I also have socks that I need to make. I think I'm just going to chill out for the rest of October, work on my MKAL and whatever I feel like. Probably MKAL and sock designs. And then November 1st, I can start actually worrying about Christmas stuff. I'm also going to, I have a couple of commissions coming in that I need to work on as well. So those are gonna be taking up some time. Oh my gosh. I told you that the end of the year is usually my busiest time for work, and I was a little bit worried that it wouldn't be this year because I kind of needed to be, but I also, it's already starting, I think. Which is good. That's what we want. I want to be busy because I want to be able to support us, and I also have Christmas presents that I need to buy. But you know, that is neither here nor there. Work is good. It's gearing up. I can feel it already in my bones. I've just been all over the place today. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm gonna hunker down today and get some design work done and some artwork done. I also need to make a phone call. I hate making phone calls, but it must be done. Oh, I also have a show at the end of this month in Baltimore, so I have to do work for that too. I'm gonna make a list. I'm gonna stop filming here and I'm gonna make a list, and I will do the things on my list, and that's how you do every day. That's how every day goes. That's how you get through it. Make a list. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing the little things I've been working on and my MKAL progress. I'm so happy. I don't know if I would have picked this design. Like, all the MKALs are like this. I don't know if I just saw the design released if I would pick it to knit, but doing it as an MKAL is just so much fun. And I think, I don't know, it's just fun. I also happen to not be worried about knitting anything else right now, so it's like the only thing I have a deadline for, which makes it easier to meet the deadline. Let me know how your MKAL is going if you're participating. I hope you had fun at Rhinebeck if any of you went. I'm scared of Rhinebeck. Like, it seems like too many people in a small space. So I don't know. Part of me would really like to go because, you know, everyone goes, and upstate New York is beautiful. I would love to go to the area, but going to Rhinebeck, especially on Saturday, just seems scary. It seems scary to me. Maybe one day. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was something. I was a little bit all over the place today, but that's fine. We're doing it. Just trying to film every week. I definitely have knitting every week. Thanks for coming back. If you're a returning viewer, I love you and I appreciate you every single day. And I will see y'all next time.